Hey everyone, Andrew here with ACR Protect. Thanks for stopping by. Well, today's video, we're going to talk about home protection slash home defense. Topic that most people already do and think of, but I'm hoping I bring some stuff to the table that maybe you haven't thought of, some stuff that I've implemented with my home, and maybe it helps you out. Maybe in the comments people can throw back some ideas that they do. I think first and foremost, your home. All right, let's think about our home. To me, mine is sacred. All right, it's mine. All right, I worked really hard to buy my house. Right, it's mine. It's my space. I want to protect my family, my stuff, my pets. It's important, as it is to most of you. Some of those categories may differ. Some of you may not have kids. Some of you may not have spouses. Some of you may not have pets. But we all want to protect what's ours, right? And you should. I think you should. But all that being said, like with conflict, it should be avoided, right? Anytime we can avoid conflict. I think the same goes for your house. If you can, quote unquote, gray man your house, that's like half the battle. Making it so that anyone that wants to come in, they don't want to go there. They're gonna move on. Now, not that I want any of my neighbors to be broken into, but I don't want my house broken into. I don't want to deal with that crap. So, trying to make it a little more inconspicuous, or implementing the things that we're going to talk about to make it so that they're like, nah, I'm not fucking going there. I don't want. Now there's too many issues and risks, and it's not an easy score. I'm going to go somewhere else. So, one big thing, and it's more so during the holidays and stuff, but what you put in your trash. It's kind of a giveaway to criminals and anyone that's looking to break into your house, and I say more towards the holidays, like Black Friday and stuff like that, where people are buying big TVs and video game systems and stuff like that, and you've placed the boxes out in your trash, and you would think that, hey, I want to get rid of this big ass box, I don't want it in my house, whatever, but leaving it out there like it's kind of advertising. It's advertising, hey, look what I've got in my house. I've got this new TV. I've got this PlayStation 5. I've got guns, putting gun boxes out there. All that stuff, I tell you, it's worth the time to break those boxes down and go throw them in a dumpster somewhere else away from your house. All right? Again, it's the little things. Being slightly sarcastic here, big things in the yard that draw attention. You've got some gold fountain that's inlaid with diamonds and emeralds and shit in your front yard, kind of indicating that your buck's up. Someone's going to want to investigate further what you've got in your house. Now, it's safe to say that most of y'all out here are not doing shit like that or spending your money on those types of things, but anything that kind of draws attention, just leaving stuff out. I have kids, and I tell them to put their stuff. Don't leave your bikes out in the front yard. Don't do that. People will take your shit. They'll just walk up to your yard and take it. So try to make your house a little more inconspicuous. Yeah, I'm looking down. I've got notes. I wrote notes. I'm a note guy today. So if you want to beat me up in the comments, that's fine. But I wanted to have a little more structure to this, so I don't sound like a rambling idiot like I do most times. But next thing, now I guess kind of rewinding for a second. A lot of this, it doesn't matter where you live. Like if you have an apartment, or you have a house in the city or the suburbs, or you live in the country, a lot of this stuff pertains to you. A majority of it. Now some may have no impact. Some things that if you live out in the country, you may want to have that if you live in an apartment. You just can't do it just because of the setup. So vice versa. Maybe something for an apartment may not work for for a house, whatever. So, just be mindful of that. Be creative. But lights, that's like one of the biggest things. Lights. It's so easy. I mean, almost all of us have lights on our property, right? You've got them. You got a front porch light. And whether you have a house, whether you live in the country, whether you live in an apartment, or townhome or something, you've got lights. Criminal element is trying to be covert and doesn't want to be seen most of the time, right? Now, there's always these crazy circumstances where people just don't give a fuck what's out there and they're going to do what they do. But again, it's trying to mitigate as much as possible. So lights, motion sensor lights, leaving your front porch lights on, all that simple stuff. Okay. Cameras and alarm systems. All right. I've got this camera here. It's a little Randis Toucan. There are a shit ton of camera companies out there. Ring is a big one. I'm Vivint. I'm probably fucking saying that wrong. Anyhow, a shit ton of camera companies out there. This is completely wireless. All right, you charge it. It has a little base plate that's magnetic, and it mounts, and you can move it to however you want. It's not like a PTZ, a Pentel Zoom. It's not that high speed. You're not going to get that for a couple $100s, but they work, and I can see everything. I almost knocked over my fucking coffee. I would have been so pissed. On a phone, right? You can upload or run the apps on your phone to see what's going on at all times. You can put these cameras are inside cameras, outside cameras. They're weatherproof. They have the night vision on them. They got all that. All right. If someone sees a camera, again, they're probably going to keep moving. They don't want to mess with cameras. I have cameras on my house. I have these right now. Now, I'm looking to upgrade because everything has its faults. Like the wireless cameras, if your internet goes down or power goes out or whatever, pretty much every camera system, if the power goes out, you're going to lose your cameras unless you got some backup generator or something. But I'm looking to probably go into hardwired cameras and having a monitor system in multiple locations throughout my house, just so you can always see what's going on. It's more money. I'm not doing that tomorrow, but it's something I'm looking at. But cameras make a difference. All right. Alarm systems. You can go have ADT and any of these others. They can come out and put in alarm systems and do all that. And then of course the signage associated with it, putting that out in your yard, is another option. You can get personalized alarm systems. Like you can go to these big box stores like Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart or wherever, or Costco, and buy glass breakage detectors and motion sensors and stuff like that. If you're handy in that kind of way, you can put those things in. Driveway detectors. That's kind of slick, especially if you're rural and you've got someone, maybe you don't have one of the big gates or something into your house, but you've got a couple of those driveway motion sensors, so you can get a ping if someone's coming up towards your house. I think that's a good option. So again, I'm not really telling anybody anything new. It's just some stuff to think about. Fencing. This kind of does and kind of doesn't pertain to apartments or townhomes and stuff like that. Now, a lot of these apartments do have fencing systems all the way around their property, and you have to have a gate code to get in and all that other stuff. Whereas homes, you may have fencing around the back of your house. I know most of the houses, everyone up here where I stay has fencing around their backyard, like the 8-foot cedar fence or whatever. But you're limited to what you can put up front because of HOAs or whatever. But if you can put fencing in front of your house, again, to restrict access to the front of your house. I have a neighbor that has a similar setup to mine. He has a long driveway to a detached garage, and then part of his driveway, he has a gate that covers his driveway, so you can't get to the back part of his house. I think that's pretty slick. I think it's a good idea. If you're rural, fencing. Maybe you have animals, and you're trying to keep them quarantined, or you don't want people to get on your property, and you can do electric fences, and you can do all kinds of stuff. So fencing kind of impacts everyone everywhere. Vegetation and bushes and trees. I'm a big fan of putting thorny things in front of windows. Bougainvilleas type of plant that you can get that has some vicious thorns. Roses, stuff like that. Just different vegetation, little things that, one, it makes your house more appealing as far as, to people walking by. Appealing in the fact that it's not for breaking in, but it's pleasant to the eye, But someone trying to creep around at the night, getting hung up on thorns and stuff, that's a party. No one wants to go through that. All my military buddies or hunting pals or whoever's out there that does that stuff, if you can avoid going through thorns and shit, you do, right? Yeah, you do. Okay, so vegetation, windows. All right, we already kind of talked about glass breakage detectors down here, and I say that down here in the South because I do not recall ever seeing these in the Midwest when I grew up. But solar screens, it's like tinted screens that you have on the front of your house. It helps with energy, your power bill and stuff like that. But it also makes it difficult to see into your house, because that's another thing. You just, people can see into your house and see what you got, see what movement's going on, see if someone's home. If they can't see, it's great, because I also, you should have light in your house. You shouldn't have to be a recluse unless you want to. But this gives you the option to open your blinds and curtains and everything else, yet letting light in, but you can still see out. People can't see what's going on the inside. That's a big thing. Along with windows, sometimes I've seen houses that have windows that, especially typically on first floors, where they're almost floor to ceiling, like they're low, like you fucking knock the window out and step right in, right? If you have that, maybe put some furniture or stuff in front of that. Again, making it, someone thinks they're gonna bust in a window and just come running in. No, they're gonna hit a credenza or a table or whatever, things like that. Just, again, making it more difficult, and it gives you more reaction time if something's going on, right? Dogs and pets, maybe you have a pet cougar or something, but most people, a lot of people have dogs. And you know what? It doesn't have to be fucking Cujo or German Shepherds or Belgians or whatever the cool hot dog is to have, for an attack dog. Just a dog. Like, statistics show that if someone comes up to a house and they hear a barking dog, they're not going to want to go in there, because it's doing numerous things. One, it's letting everyone else know that someone's there. My dogs fucking do it all the time. All the time. And as much as it frustrates me that they will be barking at the mail carrier or someone walking by or whatever, you know what? They're doing exactly what they are supposed to do. They're letting everyone know, hey, someone's out here. That's what they're supposed to do. And you know what? Again, small dogs. Like, if you got a small dog, little lap dogs or whatever, and they're barking, first of all, those small dogs always fucking bite people. Like Chihuahuas and shit. I think those have bit more people than, the other big dogs. But it's letting the homeowners know what's going on around the area. And again, you get some of those bigger dogs that have those deep, loud barks. A lot of times people aren't going to want to. They're going to want to mess with that. They're going to want to find out what type of dog you have inside there that could possibly bite them. No one wants to be bit by a dog. Nobody. All right. So dogs are a good thing. Okay. Now the fun stuff. All right. Last resort too as well. Firearms. All right. This is a 2A channel. Excuse me while I get a drink. Now my cocktail right now is just some Black Rifle espresso mocha with the cool, again, proving once again rednecks will buy anything camouflage. It's the tiger stripe can, all right? Tiger stripe camel, that's pretty good stuff. If you haven't had Black Rifle coffee, it's pretty good. Okay, firearms, right? So we have all these other things leading up to this, right? You know, prevention and notification, cameras, all that stuff. You know, firearms, kind of the last line of defense. Nobody out there wants to have to hurt somebody. But you know what? If you're coming into my home uninvited and you're kicking in windows or trying to kick in doors, we're not playing around anymore. And you shouldn't either. You shouldn't either. You don't have time to figure out, oh, if they're just trying to take your TV or they want your Xbox. No, they should not be in your home. They should not be in your home. Should you still call the police? Yeah, you should. Are they going to get there in 7 seconds? Probably not. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe it's dispatched and there's a fucking unit like right there, and boom, and like everything's perfect and pretty and rainbows and unicorns and all that other shit. But most likely there's going to be a significant response time, you know, because as they say, when seconds count, help is only minutes away, right? And that's not a dig on law enforcement. I do love law enforcement. They have a tough job. They do, but they're reactive, right? So someone's coming in your home and you need to defend it. You should have a firearm to defend yourself. Now, I'm not here to debate what the best firearm is for home protection. The only person that really knows that is you. You know what's going to work for you. Maybe you're a one-gun household, right? Maybe you just have a handgun because you have your concealed handgun license, and that's what you do. And you know you live in town, or you live in an apartment, or you live in the city. You don't have a need for long guns, and that's okay. That's okay. I still think you should protect yourself. Can you still have those things? Yeah. You can. If you want them, I think you should have them. You should go get them. All right. But as far as what works for you for that last line of defense, that's your choice. It's how you train. It's what you're comfortable with. It's kind of the dynamic of your household. All right. So this is kind of the fun stuff, right? We're gonna show and tell, right? So maybe we're gonna do just a basic bitch shotgun, okay? And they're all empty, okay? I shouldn't have to show that, but maybe just a shotgun. And guess what? Does it have to be a 12 gauge? No, I like 12 gauge. I think if you can handle 12 gauge, I think that should be your choice because ammo is readily available. That's just me. Now, what if you have a shoulder injury or you're more petite? They're kind of a bruiser. I'm not gonna lie. Will the 410 work? Yeah. Yeah. New guy, a student of mine that's what he did. 410. Great. Little 18-inch pump action 410. Awesome. 20 gauge. 20 gauge is another good one. All right. But a shotgun, maybe that's your choice. All right. Now, one thing I don't have on this that I would encourage you to do is get some type of light. I just pulled this shotgun out. It's just like I said, it's a basic bitch shotgun. So if you have a light on there, even better. You want to be able to see what you're shooting at. All right. No one wants to shoot someone that they care about, or an animal, their dog or something, because they got spooked, right? Illuminate your target. Now, if you can train with a flashlight in your hand or something, okay, I'll buy it, but you should have a light on there. All right. Next, maybe it's a, maybe it's just a handgun. Like I said, souped up handgun. I'm joking. This is just, it does have some cool stuff on there, like the cool guy stuff, but it does have a light. All right. Has a optic on there. All right. It doesn't have night sights yet. I just recently picked this up. new toy. Fun stuff right there. Maybe handgun. Maybe that's the thing you go with. Your decision, right? Or maybe we're going with a different platform. Some AR style platform, right? AR pistol style platform in this case. Maybe this is what you use. Maybe that's your choice. I don't know. It's up to you. It's kind of, that's gonna fall down. I know it is, right? Maybe that's what you want to go with. And there've been some arguments. People say, "Oh no, you don't need an AR. You don't need this. You don't need that." Let me tell you something. I was watching another channel and they brought up a very good point, and I will agree with this. And there's a lot of channels out there that are, that talk about defense and protection and stuff like that, and I support them. But what he mentioned is, if someone, forbid, is breaking into your house, it's not always just like your individual cat burglar. Sometimes it's a crew, and the people are taking it to another level. They're not just breaking in with no weapons or a baseball bat or something like that. They're coming in with the same fucking hardware I'm showing you right now, right? And I'm of the mindset that you should have the same ability to protect yourself against the same threat coming at you. All right. Now, having an AR style platform or an AK or whatever your choice is, I don't fucking care. Right. Okay. With a 30 round magazine and a light and some type of optic and fucking training, right? Being able to engage targets quickly and multiple targets, right? Can we not all agree that having access to a 30 round magazine and 4 potential adversaries is in your best interest? Yeah, it fucking is. Okay. Can someone still do it with a handgun? Yeah. Can someone do it with a shotgun? Yeah. But it's all in what you train with. Okay. It's all in what you train with. So I think there's a spot for all of these. If you want to go after someone with just a tomahawk or a machete, fine. If that's what you want to do. But I would rather have the upper hand and have a firearm as a last resort. All right. So kind of did some of the show and tell cool stuff here. All right. With all of this, you should have a home defense plan, whether it's for you, your family, your kids, whatever. You should have a plan, because if you think about it, do we run fire drills with our kids at our home and at schools and at buildings? People do that. They have fire drills and they have tornado drills or active shooter drills, right? That's a thing. We live in a world where that is a reality, whether it's at the fucking tire shop or the mall or a hospital or wherever, a school. All right. So I think you should have a plan. You should have a plan for what you're going to do. And I don't know what your plan is going to be, because there's so many factors: the layout of your house, how many family members you have, how old your family members are, their skill sets, all that. But you should have a plan, and you should practice it. You absolutely should, just like a fire drill. And again, this is a safety thing. If you have people that you care about, including yourself, you should have plans for different things. Even as simple as a fire drill, you should know what to do. Hurricane drills, and I live in the Gulf Coast. That's a reality. I have bugged out from several storms in the past, and I say the nice thing about hurricanes, like there's anything fucking nice about them, but you have time, right? Like, it's not like, oh shit, there's a fucking hurricane knocking on your door. Like, no, you have days, Typically you're preparing and you're like, okay, it's coming here, it's going left, it's going left, it's going left, and then it fucking goes right. And you have to worry about it, and then it fucking hits Louisiana or some shit, I don't know. But you know, you have time, but having your stuff ready to go, because you don't know how bad the storm surge is gonna be, how many tornadoes coming in, how much flooding, you don't know. So having a plan to prep and get all your stuff out, you know, it is kind of like a bug out scenario. It really is. So home defense plan. Okay, we kind of talked about signage. I think signage is good. Even if you don't have an alarm system, if you put a sign in the front yard saying ADT or something, you can go fucking buy those online, I'm sure. Beware of dog. I've got a couple of those. I put those up. No soliciting. Like, I don't even want you to come to my door. I don't want you to sell me anything unless you're a Girl Scout. Girl Scouts rock, and my fat ass will buy your cookies. All right. Little sidebar thing there. But no, seriously, signage, that helps. Apps. We are in a technology world, people. All right, there's Nextdoor, there's Neighborhood, there's whatever, and it doesn't matter if you live in an apartment or a home in the city or rural. These apps, they put out a lot of information. Now, whether the balance is there for useful information to a whole bunch of bullshit, that's up to you. Because there have been times, like, I'll go into my email and I'll be like, Jesus fucking Christ, like, why are there all these sirens on da-da-da-da-da? I don't fucking know. Go look. You know, I don't spam my fucking email with bullshit like that. But if there's, you know, hey, there's, you know, a fugitive that got out that's in the area, like, that's useful shit. That's useful shit. Even little things like, one of my neighbor's dogs got out, and one of our friends who's on our Neighborhood app was actually out of state and reached out to us and said, hey, is that so-and-so's dog? We're like, yeah. And then we reached out to them and we got their dog back. So, like, there is some useful stuff there. So those are another useful tool. Again, knowing your neighborhood, knowing what's going on, knowing your neighbors and being active with them. We have kind of become recluse as a society, and I think it even stems before COVID. You know, I know COVID kind of came in and people kind of locked themselves in and whatnot. But even before that, with all the technology and stuff, it's easier just not to be with people. And I get it, because sometimes people fucking piss me off too. Like, I get it. It's all right. But knowing your neighbors, knowing your neighborhood, and I've preached about this before. You don't have to be best friends with everyone, but know everybody. I'm a fucking weirdo. Like, I know every single vehicle that is supposed to be on our block. It's just how I'm programmed. Like, hey, why is that vehicle here? You know? And do people have service technicians come out and stuff like that? Of course. But, you know, there's still the random weird shit, you know, that jumps out, such as vehicles with all tinted windows and temporary tags that are like months out. Wonder what's going on here. You know, maybe it's nothing, but maybe it's something. Maybe it's someone that stole a car and is using that because people have cameras and they're trying to be inconspicuous or whatever. But, you know, knowing stuff like that. Now, knowing all this stuff and being aware, but don't be a fucking Karen, right? There's nothing illegal about parking in front of somebody's house. As long as they're not blocking the driveway. If they're blocking the driveway, then you have some ground to stand on, right? But someone just pulls up and parks out in front of your house. You know, that just happens. That's a public street, you know. But should you be aware of it? Yeah, right. Should you engage? I don't know. If it's something suspicious, maybe you just call local law enforcement, have them come out and check it out, see what's what. That's what you want to do, but again, don't be a Karen. No one wants to be on a Karen video, right? For being a jackass. So really, that's it. You know, and I said this was going to be a quick video, and I am looking at it. We're coming up on 30 minutes. God damn, I can run my mouth for a long time. So I hope this helps some of you out. I hope you got some useful information out of this. Hopefully you got some entertainment out of it. But like I said, these are our homes, right? You want to protect them, and we should. All right, we should protect our homes. So thank you for your time. My best to you and your families. Don't worry. I told you I'm separating cocktail hour, so we'll be having a cocktail hour coming up. But take care. My best to you and your families, and thanks for watching. Till next time.